what is the best diet for weight loss? That's probably one of the most Googled things out. I think I did Google it. What do people Google when they want to lose weight? And that's what it was. One of them is, what's the best diet for weight loss? What's the best, diet for weight loss? And look, there's keto, there's low carb, there's Mediterranean, there's fasting, there's all sorts of diets out there, isn't there? So, but can I ask you whether, or can I ask you, just think about this for a moment, how many diets have you been on over the years? Have you been on lots of different diets? There's Weight Watchers, there's keto, there's carnivore, there's so many out there, but really in the end, there's no perfect diet, because what I've found is all of these kind of different diets are, one of them is going to be a perfect fit for somebody, because there's a lot of carnivores out there that swear by carnivore. There's a lot of fasting out there that swear by fasting. So and the reason is too, because all these things, or all these types of diets, fit into that person's lifestyle. But what you've actually got to the second thing is, so there's no perfect diet, which is the first point that I'm going to make, because there are, as I said, everyone likes different things. But I suppose the best, I hate saying diet, but lifestyle, the best lifestyle is what works, that you can stick to long term. So think about it this way. So if you go and do carnivore, for instance, is that something that you could see yourself living and breathing 12 months from today, 10 years from today? Will your life and circumstances be changing? Is that something that you would look at? And can I eat like this in years to come? Is that something that you would like to do? You've got to think about it that way, but you've got to think about it, is it going to fit into your lifestyle? Is it going to fit into your family life? Is it going to fit into your budget? Is it going to fit into your stage of your life? Everyone is in different seasons. They have different budgets. They have different ways of going about things. And the second point I'm going to talk to you about is really about consistency beats perfection around these sort of things, right? So, if you're going to be doing carnivore, are you going to always be able to do that, or can you manage that? Because weight loss isn't about the diet. It's really about making good choices and being consistent with it, okay? The way I think of things, and the way I see it as, is it is pretty basic. What I teach is eating for weight loss versus eating for health. So I teach people how to eat for weight loss. Once they've hit their weight loss goals, then they eat for health. Lots of fruits, there's lots of protein, there's real food, there's movement, there's water, there's this whole kind of thing that we've got to put together, and habits that you're going to create, that are going to help you to lose the weight or get optimally healthy. That's my way. I like the idea of having lots of color and vegetables and protein and lots of variety. I think that's really important. But generally, all these kind of diets are made for the masses. But where people fall undone is when it doesn't fit into their lifestyle, or they don't know how to, adjust things to keep it in their lifestyle. And that's what I do as a coach. So I have a program that's designed for the masses. But what happens is I coach you daily, like you're sending in, your data, but I talk to you every week. And I've found, even though the program I have is designed for the masses, I need to individualize it for each particular person, because if they didn't have that information, they would fall off the wagon. So I have all these little health hacks that I talk people through that kind of goes off the plan a little bit, but I just mold it to their lifestyle so it actually fits them. But we don't know that until we come across the concern. And sometimes it takes, the first week, sometimes it takes months to be able to come up with a concern. So I continually just adjusting it for people, to live and breathe it. And that's the whole idea. We want you living and breathing it for 12 months, because ideally 1 to 3 months is a kind of a feeling better, looking better, just feeling good, more energy. You see a little bit of change, but the 3 to 6 months is where you start to really see the changes, the physical changes. And then the rubber meets the road at the 12-month mark. If you've got your weight off and you're maintaining for 12 months, that's where you want to be. And that's where people find it hard to get to, because there's all these little things they got to learn, and they've got to adapt, and they've got to change. People don't like change. And then, all these things have got to change to get to the 12-month maintenance. So there's a lot of things that you've got to learn to keep the weight off as well. And no diet's going to fix that unless you actually, put those changes in place. So yeah, but anyway, that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. So there's no one perfect diet. It's really about individualizing it, and making it work for you, and the consistency, along the way is going to help you as well. And everyone is different, and consistency beats perfection. And we've got to get over that too. So, but great chatting to you today, and we will see you next week. And if you are looking for some help with integrating some sort of system, or a system of health, of weight loss and health and optimal health, then reach out to me, or if you need some guidance, just reach out to me. Thank you. We'll see you later. We'll see you next week.